sanctions work anywhere that I can remember against any country for any reason. You'd have to have 100% compliance, I would think, by all the nations of the world. And what good are they really in Iran if Russia and China and others don't go along with it?
Sanctions can have an effect. The sanctions that we put in place have had an effect. The economy of Iran is not as strong as it otherwise would be, and they have had difficulty in trading for things that they want and need, particularly for their military and for their nuclear programs. It also, I mean, I've suggested that one of the things we need to do is to put sanctions on their central bank to make it difficult for them to trade in oil and have access to, have access to markets. There are things we can do that would make it very, very difficult for them economically, unilaterally. You're right with China and Russia, who would not go along with these sanctions. They never do. It's not a perfect system, but it would have an economic impact. That would help now, but ultimately we're now past that point. The whole point of sanctions, in my mind, is for the people to get enough upset with their government that they'll rise up and overthrow it. Something like what happened 2 years ago when President Obama didn't do anything. Sat on the sidelines as Ahmadinejad killed his people and locked them up. And they were pleading for Obama to help, and he did nothing. He did nothing to help. I actually put money in my bill, the Iran Freedom Support Act, to help fund pro-democracy groups. There's, I think, $100 million a year. Bush never spent the money in Iran, spent it here, and Obama cut the funds dramatically and never spent any money in Iran. So when the time came, we had nothing. We had no nexus of support for the rebels, and they were defeated. It's going to be very hard for that to be reconstituted at this point. And so you're really stuck with very few alternatives. We can ratchet sanctions, we can try covert activity. I've made the comment many times. If you are a scientist working on that program, you are a national security threat to our country, and you, as far as I'm concerned, are an enemy combatant. And we need to make it clear that anybody that works on that program is now designated an enemy combatant. And if you continue to work on that program, we will do to you as an enemy combatant what we will do to any other enemy combatant of this country.